What's up, world? Lee here, coming to you from episode 4 of Sticks, Strings, and Other Things. Today is October 28th. It is a Wednesday. It is overcast and was a little bit misty this morning in the Great Pacific Northwest. My favorite kind of weather, especially in the fall, which is likely my favorite season. Maybe. I don't know. It might be. Anyhow, as I was saying, this is episode 4. Hey, doing pretty good. All the way up to 4. We'll see how this keeps going. Maybe eventually people will start watching too, and hey, that'd be amusing. Right. Enough of that. Let's get to what we're here for. This is a podcast, blog, YouTube thing where I come to you every other week and talk about what I have been crafting in the past 2 weeks. And this week we will be discussing the knitting and the cross stitch that I have been working on. Right, let's start with the knitting. I have some finishes. Imagine that. Finishes, yes. I did finish my Sinophore socks. There's one. These are by Anne Hansen, and they are in the Desert Vista Dye Works yarn, colorway Clue. As I've stated before, I do this as a challenge that Desert Vista Dye Works has every year, where if you knit a pair of socks a month in her colorways, you can get discounts on her yarn, or if you do enough of the months, you can get something special like a free skein of yarn. So I've done it through October now. Look, pair of socks. No, they don't match. I didn't even try to have them match. I just knit them. I mean, they don't need to match. They're socks. They're fun. So yes, I actually followed the pattern exactly, which is something I rarely do, especially with striped socks, because I tend to not like the change in the striping because of the heel flap. But this time I liked the colors enough, and I thought they were random enough with the bright color, then the black color, then the bright color, that it wouldn't be too noticeable. But you can see how it goes. Green, green really quick, and this one is blue, orange, blue, orange, blue. So I finished those. Very exciting. I was close to a finish last week, or 2 weeks ago. Don't remember how far I was, but I had not yet finished them. They are now finished, which is good considering it's the 28th of October and I needed to have them done before the end of October. So hooray. And then I have another finish. Not only is it another finish, you didn't even see it cast on. I cast on and I finished it in like 3 days. Sounds a lot more exciting than it is because it's a cowl. So they're not exactly very big. This is the Third Coast cowl. It was a free chart with the last Nomadic Yarns magazine. Nomadic Knits. Nomadic? Don't remember the name of the magazine. That's really embarrassing. Oh well. They had a Third Coast sweater in there with this pattern, and they released a cowl so that you kind of play around with it. And so this is the cowl. That's the pattern. It was really quick, knit up very fast. It's wonderfully squishy and delightful. I used the Macmillan Fiber Company's Super Silky yarn, which is 50% silk, 50% superwash merino. So this thing is wonderfully drapey and feels really nice next to the skin with all that silk. It is in the colorway Morisot's Mirror. It was one of the Museum Musée d'Orsay yarns for their year-long club this year. So I finished this up. I'm very happy with it. And it will likely it is going to be a gift for my mother for Christmas. So I was very excited about that. So count them, 2 finishes. 2. That's pretty awesome. I'm pretty proud of myself. Then what did I do after that? Oh, right. I was working on the crown wools. Did I bring the crown wools? I didn't. I left it next to my knitting outside. All right. I'll be right back. Just a moment. Right. I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyhow, I was working on my crown wools this past couple of weeks, and it is a pattern by Casapinka, and I am doing it in a gradient set that I bought from the Fiber Company. It is their Caribbean Storm gradient set, and I am housing it in my... Who are you? I know who makes you, but I'm blanking. Matterroot. My Matterroot main bag. And let's keep it on the needles because that's important to do. Right. So this is where I was last time. So I have finished all of that section. Then I worked the next section, which is this nice little lace pattern, and then I just joined the next color. It is a darker gray, and I am starting in on section 10. There are only 12 sections, so who knows, I could actually finish this at some point, maybe even this year. Nah, let's not hold our breath. Anyhow, this section right here, it's a fun pattern, but oh, good Lord, was it a pain in the butt to knit. It was just tedious enough that I didn't want to knit on it at all. It wasn't interesting to keep my interest and keep me going, and it wasn't so boring that you can just kind of knit on autopilot essentially and just yeah, whatever, have a sleep, whatever, watch movies, have discussions, play D&D, whatever you're doing. It was just tedious enough that I couldn't do that. Anyway, it looks nice. It's a simple slip stitch pattern, but I hated doing it, which is why it took forever. This next one, which is the lace pattern, that was fun to knit. I enjoyed that. Nice and simple. Looks pretty. I don't know what the next pattern is. So far all I have done is the garter stitch fade part between sections, and then I put it down. So we have quite a bit done on this. I'll do a quick pass. Zoom. Whoops. Zoom. And there. It goes all the way to a super dark color. I have, let's see, this is the color I'm working on right now. And then it will be color 11. And then 12. I think it will look very lovely. So that is, again, the Crown Wools by Casapinka. It is a nice, relatively simple pattern. Each section, I'm actually doing the large version, not the small version. She has notes in there of when to stop each section early if you want to do a slightly shorter version. I'm doing the larger one, and it's really nice. It's easy, it's relaxing. I'm very much enjoying it. The yarns are fabulous. I'm very much enjoying them. They're just, I actually do not know the composition. I'm sure it's a superwash, but I don't have the, I didn't keep any of the information for the set. I know what it was, and then I tossed everything away. And since they're minis, they didn't have individual bands because it was a gradient set, and yeah. Anyway, I'm very much enjoying it. It is nice. So that is one of my new, well, no, that's an old whip. Ha, that's an old whip. But I do have two. 2 new projects that I cast on this past 2 weeks. I mean, I finished 2 projects, so that means I get to cast on more, right? You don't actually finish your knitting projects, do you? I mean, that's not the point of knitting, is it? No. Anyhow, one of them is, I think actually both of them were ones I discussed last time. The first is my sock that I've started knitting for Amy from the Stranded Dye Works podcast. Her, what's it called? Hashtag Knit-a-Box. It's her Knit-a-Box of Socks, Christmas socks. Cal, Knit Along. And I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. If I remember, I'll put a little note right here telling you what the hashtag is. Anyhow, you're supposed to knit a pair of Christmas socks between October 1st and November 30th. And this is my first pair that I am working on. It is the West Yorkshire Spinners Silent Night colorway, so it is their Christmas colorway for the year. It is very fun. Don't know if you can see, oh yeah, all the sparkle. There is all the sparkle all the time, and I am really, really here for all the sparkle on this sock. It is amazing. It's almost over the top. If it were not a pair of socks, it would be over the top. It'd be a bit too much. But for a pair of socks, quite enjoying this. And the pattern, there's no pattern. This is just, I've knit a lot of socks, and so I don't have a pattern. It's 64 stitches around. I did a 2x2 rib at the top. I was just going to do 15 rounds of it because that's usually what I like, but I got caught up in what I was watching, and so it's a 21 row cuff, because that's fun. And then I'm just, because I'm not really paying attention, I'm putting markers in every 10 rows to make it so I can hopefully make the second sock match. Super simple Eye of Partridge heel, and then I'm partway down the foot of the first sock. I'm hoping that I can get this sock finished up today because it's going really, really quickly and I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying working with the West Yorkshire Spinners yarns. This is actually the first time I have worked with them, and I'm really glad I like it because I've bought 4 skeins total, I think it was, because yeah, they're all over here. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I have 4 skeins total. This is the 4th, so 4 total skeins, because I bought all of their Christmas yarn colorways, and well, you can't let them travel alone, so I had to buy them all at the same time. Anyhow, that is my Christmas box of socks sock. I was thinking of putting this in for the heels and the toes, and I was just knitting away, and the next thing I knew I'd done the heels, so it didn't go in. But then I thought about it later and I realized with all that sparkle, and this has 0 sparkle, I'm kind of glad I didn't do it. Anyhow, that's that. I should have them done before the end of November, and that will be, yay, a pair of socks for the knit along. The next thing I started, I didn't get very far on because, well, I keep getting distracted by everything. And it is Stephen West's Mystery Knit Along, the Slipstravaganza shawl. I have done, let me pull it out, not a lot. I know it's a mystery. I haven't even finished the first part of Clue 1. So, if you still want it to be completely a mystery and you're actually watching this during the time it's a mystery, odds seem a little low for that, but just in case you can close your eyes, not look. But yeah, I haven't gotten very far. So, that's all I've done. That's it. Just 2 of the honeycomby looking things that he has in his first section. And that's all I have gotten done. I am using Curl Up and Dye yarns in their Sparkle yarn in the colorway Celestial for my main color. And one of my colors is Black Elephant, and it is their colorway Vivian Westwood. Haha, I can read it this time. It was half covered when I was looking at when they were all just skinned up. And this is a single, so it's the one that kind of sticks out. It doesn't technically match the rest of the yarns, but it's a fingering weight wool yarn, so it doesn't really matter that it's a single. And then I am using Fangirl Hand-Dyed Yarns Farmstead Hollyhock. And that is this color. This will be my 4th color, so I have not yet... Oh no, I have put this colorway in. I have this colorway and this colorway in so far, plus the main. So those are the 2 that I'm using in the little honeycombs, and then the other colorway is hiding in the bottom of my bag, is this one, and it is, oh yeah, Ken yarn, which I've never used. And it will be my 4th if ever I get that far. I'm hoping to get some more work done on this soon. I super messed up the I-cord at the beginning. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm just kind of fudging it, and I'm hoping that that won't matter too much. And if it does, I'll figure out a way of fixing it and dealing with it at a later time. So that is all of my knitting, which honestly, that's not too bad. 2 finishes, 3 whips. Hey, that's not bad for 2 weeks, right? Right? Say it's right. I think it's right. That leaves my cross stitch. And I have finished my problematic knit. I've discussed before how I feel problematic about this particular, I called it a knit. I knit more than I stitch, so I'm still trying to remember that you don't knit cross stitch, you stitch it. Anyway, I've discussed before how this is a problematic piece for me because colonization is problematic, and anyhow, I did it again because I liked the focusing on women, since women are not often focused on, especially in history. And that really excited me, and so I got it all together, and then I started stitching it, and I was like, colonization, that's great, not great, problem. Anyhow, all that to say, I have finished Coming to America by With Thy Needle and Thread. And so, there's the ship with the crazy guy standing outside of the ship, Cape Cod, the ladies with their knitting. Again, I called it knitting, it's stitching. The ladies, I put the cat in because there were way too many dogs and no cats, and yeah, that wasn't going to happen. Then the year 1620, and the women's names all the way down, the fishies. Then the quote, which still actually works for me. We are living in the world for which they wrought. They weren't exactly nice to people, so yeah, we're kind of still living in the world which they wrought. Not necessarily always a good thing. We need to fix things. That would be great if we could. Enough of that. Stitching. I called it right. And then we have the lady, and another flag, and another boat, and more doves, not seagulls, because they're not colored right for seagulls. And Plymouth, with the dead fishies. Dead fishies. I really love the dead fishy signs. I'm not sure why, but I really am here for the dead fishy signs. So, my problematic piece is complete. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. Don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. Maybe I'll give it to my mom or something and she can frame it, or I don't know. Problematic piece, finished. I did enjoy working on it. It's very pretty. I used the Called for colors in the pattern, and it's on some sort of 36 count fabric. I don't know what. Don't know what. Because it didn't tell me. So a lovely finish there. And I have another finish in the stitching realm. What? This is an older piece, or an older pattern that I had. It is the work basket. They're Quaker Halloween. So I was doing some Darktober stitching. And I was stitching on this lovely Quaker bat. There he is. This is done on, because I actually kept it. Crazy, I know. 32 count lock by Picture This Plus. And so there is my happy little Quaker bat. I very much enjoyed working on him. If you go to my Instagram, which is under the name Kjolrain, which I will write down in the down box thing description section. Kjolrain, that's where you can find me on Instagram. I have some works in progress photos, and at one point, this guy looked like Cthulhu. I really enjoyed it and was half tempted to try and make up my own Cthulhu pattern. I don't have time for that, and so I didn't. I made my bat. The threads are Vicki Clayton's hand-dyed silks in the, what was it? Besooted. That was it. I used Besooted. And it was 1 stitch over 2. 1 stitch, 1 thread over 2. And so, happy little Quaker bat for some Darktober stitching. And that is it for finishes. And is anything fully fit? No. I ironed some things in order to think about starting to fully finish them. That's as far as it got. I don't fully finish things. I should. I'd like to. I think I'd like to. I should try it sometime. Maybe just give it a go and give it a whirl, see what happens. Maybe I'll have things that are finished. Who knows? Fully finished, because those are finished. They're just not enough. Enough of that. The only stitching thing that I have been working on as a current whip, I have plenty of non-current whips. I have plenty of things started that got no work. Why show those? They haven't changed at all. Anyhow, what I have been working on is my This Is Fine piece. And I'm lazy and I didn't take it out of the Q-snap. So there's This Is Fine. I have done quite a bit of the fill-in. And we'll be working on this some more in the next 2 weeks. I'm enjoying it. It seems accurate for 2020. It's fine. 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 Oh, look, the sun's come out. It's like, huh, there's some weird light coming in from my right. That would be because the sun's come out. Right. So that is my current whip. Hooray! We'll see how much farther I get. Now, plans. I have several. I have plans to work on a specific project on Halloween. I mean, it's not like I can go anywhere. It's not like there's going to be any trick-or-treaters. So why not pull out an old project and stitch on it? And so that is what I'm going to do. So I pulled out an old project, and I've been looking at it and realizing that it's really an old project that I haven't stitched on in ages. And there's a little bit of staining on it, and I'm going to see if I can get that out. So I'll be trying that later after I film. I'm going to try and see if I can get some of the small stains off the fabric. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, hopefully I can cover it up with stitching. Anyhow, what will it be? What is my Halloween stitching? Well, Halloween. It's got to be something spooky or spooky adjacent. So I will be working on Sampler Cove's Thriller. I have had this for an age. I've had this since it came out in, gosh only knows. I was kind of hoping there would be a date on it, but there's not. And I didn't keep dates of things. I have no clue. So Thriller. It's a band style sampler. Don't know if you can see it very well. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That will be my Halloween stitching. And this is as far as I have gotten. And then I put it away and haven't touched it in years. Absolute years. But right here, a little bit of staining of something. I'm not sure what. I did not have a needle stuck in there, so it is not rust, but I am not sure what it is. Well, I will try and see if I can get it out a little bit. I have this on some kind of, I think, 40 count fabric. I don't know. I honestly have no clue. And I am using Vicki Clayton Silks in her basic black. And, oh, what is this other one? It is her Oh My God Red 1153. Haha, because I have the tag in there. So those are the colors that I am using on this one. It's really fun. I'm a fan. So yes, I'm going to pull that out, pop it in a Q-snap, and work on it on Halloween. And I may not get very far because it'll just be one day of work, but that's one more day of work than it's had in years. Absolute years. I mean, yeah. Oh, 2007 is when this chart came out. I just looked at the bottom of the chart part that I'm not going to show you because, oops, sorry about that. I didn't mean to bump the camera twice there. I slightly slid you away too. Craziness. Anyway, so I bought this when it came out and I started it right away. And yeah, 2007. So yeah, that's probably the last time it was worked on, was 2007. So it's out now. And yeah, I'll work and see if I can get that stainy bit out. And if not, well, such is life. One day of work on it, and I will be able to show it in 2 weeks. Like I said, there won't likely be a lot of progress on it, but any progress is good progress. So that will be my Halloween project. Other than that, I figure I'll keep working on This Is Fine, and I have a project in mind to stitch on election night, and that would be my dumpster fire cross stitch that I'm going to work on for that day, because it seems appropriate. Yeah. Other than that, the only other planned start I have, yes, specific wording there, planned start I have, would be my November Desert Vista Dyeworks socks. Right. It randomly stops recording and I need to figure out why it does that. Probably because it's decided I've talked too much and I could just stop now. Oh, that's not going to happen. Back to what I was saying. Desert Vista Dyeworks November socks. Probably just going to be a vanilla sock, much like my Silent Night socks. Maybe I'll put a pattern into it, like a nice basic slip knit or a, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do. Maybe I'll actually look through my patterns and see if there's another rather simple pattern for a stripy sock. This is the colorway that I'm going to be using for November. And it is Hokusai's Great Wave. Perfectly random choice in what I've chosen to knit on in November, a giant blue wave. That really doesn't have any other connotations of voting hopes. Neither does my hair. Yeah, complete coincidence. It's just random. Yeah, random coincidence. So yes, this will be based on, this is a colorway based on Hokusai's Great Wave, which is a gorgeous woodcut painting thing. Yeah, sounded like I knew what I was talking about there for half a second, didn't it? Kind of fell apart right in the important area. Anyway, Hokusai's Great Wave, it's beautiful. And this is based on that painting. And it will be my November socks. Kind of excited about that. And yeah, that's my only plans. The Thriller cross stitch for Halloween, Dumpster Fire for election night, election day, election, and Hokusai's Great Wave as my November socks. Other than that, probably work more on This Is Fine, knit more on Crown Wools, knit more on Slipstravaganza. It's my goals. We'll see how we go. And who knows, maybe I'll have another new start by the time I get back here in 2 weeks. That's more likely. So that is all the knitting and stitching content for today. Hooray! Now, I have a couple of purchases. Not a lot. My husband will be happy about that. I have my Reach monthly Musée d'Orsay Macmillan Fiber Company. And it is based on this painting. And it is on their squishy base. 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And they are calling this one the Pink Dress. Pale pinks, a pale greeny gray, or grayy green. Depends on how you want to phrase that one. I would call it a greeny gray. And so that one showed up and it's nice. I'm going to enjoy it. Other than that, my Leadingman Fiber Arts Cast of Colors minis came. These were the minis for this month. Again, they are doing them through alphabetical order, so it's just whatever comes next in the alphabet. This month, we got Copper Cloud, Country Road, Dames at Sea, Darkest Hour, and Deep Sea. And I really like this one right here. Let's see if I can get less of a glare. Nice dark blue. And the Copper Cloud could be really nice on certain socks with just for the heel and the toe. That'd be gorgeous. Anyway, I really like their minis. They're fun. It's enjoyable to get a little bit of minis in the mail. It's fun. I also got another advent calendar. This one for tea. Oh yeah, a tea advent calendar. I did this last year. I forget which company I used last year, but I didn't decide to go with the same one. This time, I ordered all the way from across the pond, and I technically let this come by itself. It came all the way across the pond, alone. But that's because I technically figured it wasn't truly alone, as there are 24 things inside. So, didn't come alone, because, yeah. Anyway. Here's my tea advent calendar. It is by Bird and Blend. So I will be excited to be opening that during Advent. It came really quick too. I mean, it was speedy. I was kind of shocked. I ordered it super early because I wasn't sure if they were going to sell out. I've never bought from Bird and Blend before. I've never had any of their teas either. This is a wonderful way of trying teas that you haven't had before. Some of the people that I follow on YouTube, some of the knitters that I follow, drink Bird and Blend because they're in England, and so they do that. So I thought I'd give them a go. because, you know, England, tea. They might know a thing or two about it. Maybe. Just a little. So I thought I'd try some Bird and Blend, and I'm doing it in their advent calendar, and I'm very excited. So there was that. I also have, because I'm crazy, decided to try out the, what is her name? Oh, the Bestitch Me Yarn Club? Not yarn. Fiber. No, not fiber. Fabric. There's the word. Third time's a charm. Her fabric of the month. And I'm going to try it out for a little bit and see what I can get. I have some random bits of fabric over here and over there from long ago. So I decided to get new fabric too, because I have a lot of charts and I will use the fabric. I will. And so this was what I got this month. Isn't that a gorgeous color? It is the October 2020 Fabric of the Month by Bestitch Me. I got the 40 count linen, and it is called Scotsman. Isn't that pretty? Very excited. No clue what I'm going to make on it yet, but absolutely love it. And then I bought 2 charts because I don't have enough charts. I have enough charts, but I bought 2 more. I bought the With the Needle and Thread Winter Rose Manor, and I got that the other day. Just loved the look of it. It just seems Christmassy without being, well, wintry without being Christmassy, I guess is the better way of saying that. And it just seemed calm and relaxing. Though stitching this house will probably be a pain in the butt. It's a pretty big house, but the reds are beautiful. They really are. So I'm excited about that, and we will reach for the other thing I got. We will see when I start it, is what I was going to say. And the other thing I got, also by Brenda Gervais, was the Christmas tea. And I have this crazy thought, not sure if it'll actually happen, but I have this crazy thought of knitting this up, knitting, again, with the wrong word, stitching this up quickly, finishing it, and then giving it to my old boss, because I think they'd like it. And the mice and the tea seem very appropriate for where I used to work. We'll see if I actually do that, but that is my plan. So we'll see. We'll see. But I kind of really do want to do that. I think they'd like it, and it would be sweet, and they were wonderfully sweet people to work for. And I miss them, and I miss working there, so it would be a nice thing to do to let them know I'm still thinking of them, and they were very nice people, and I wish them all the best. Right. As I was saying before I was so very rudely cut off by the battery dying, someone must not be very prepared today. Might be me. As I was saying, that is all the stash. May there be less of it in 2 weeks. That would be a good thing. And now, for some random blathering, babbling, chatting, whatever you want to call it. If you want to stay for that, awesome. If you don't, good day to you. And may you enjoy all of your knitting and stitching and other crafting and whatever else you're doing. And remember to vote. Please. Please vote if you're in the US and you can vote. Vote. It's very important. I have my preferences, obviously, we all do, but vote, no matter what. Just get out there and vote. Yeah. I already have voted, since I live in Washington State, we do mail-in voting. That's all you can do. That's what the state does. It's been that way for many, many, many years. Works very, very well. So I have voted. The guy has voted. And the kid has voted. The kid actually came home from college so that he could vote. So we didn't have to mail his ballot up to him for him to mail it in. It was just much easier for him to come home. He goes to school in state, so it's not like he had to travel that far. And it was nice to have him home for a little bit. I miss that guy. He's a good kid. So yes, we have done all of our voting, and now I just want it all over. I do. I just gone. I want it done. I want it all done. Yeah. I may not be as with it as I normally have been the last 3 times, because, you know, I was so with it those times, because I haven't been sleeping well. Don't know if you can tell. I mean, makeup hides a lot of sins, but I'm not sure if it hides that much of a sin as the amount of not sleeping I've been doing. I'm trying. I'm getting out and walking. Kind of wished I would have waited on my walk, because I walked, it was kind of misty and gray. It was very nice, but now it's beautiful blue sky and it's gorgeous, so who knows? Maybe waiting for my walk would have been maybe I'll take a second walk. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm going to edit this, then I'm going to upload it, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be knitting. Probably on my socks, because I want to get the Silent Night socks done. I'm calling them the Silent Night socks because, well, that's the colorway name. Made sense to me. Other than that, I'm staying home all the time. I mean, I go for my daily walk, and I bring my mask, and if I see other people, I put my mask on. And if I don't see other people, I don't put my mask on, because I'm outside, and that works. And other than that, I don't leave the house, because there's a pandemic going on, and it's getting worse again. I mean, I think I was reading that just today it was higher in the U.S. than it was at the peak of the summer, and I mean, our peak wave has gone whoop, whoop, whoop. We never get back down to where the top of the peak was, the last peak. Just wear a mask, people. Stay home, wear a mask, vote, socially distance. It's not hard. I mean, it is hard. It is actually hard, but you need to. Please. So yeah, I don't really have much in the way of chatter to talk about, because yeah, I don't do anything. I don't go anywhere. Yeah. My sister was seeing if she could come up and visit, or if it's safe enough for her to come up and visit for Christmas. I'd love to see her, I really would, but I'm not sure. I don't want her to have to get on a plane with other people who want to go home and visit their family, and might even do it if they're sick, and even just getting the flu or a cold would be bad enough right now, and I mean, that's never fun over the holidays, but yeah. So how are you guys? How you doing? You making sure to find peaceful moments in your day, or make them? Sit down with a cup of tea for 10 minutes and not think about the world. Sit down with your stitching, stab something thousands of times and feel better afterwards. Maybe just your knitting and calm. It's proven to lower blood pressure. It's a good thing. We all need a little bit of blood pressure lowering, I think. Yeah, I don't know, that's pretty much it. I mean, I dyed my hair. You might have noticed it's now blue. I mean, I cut it too. I mean, it was here and then it was here and then, yeah. I bleached it, I dyed it. It's not as nice as the lady who does my hair. She does such a better job than me, but there's a pandemic, and so I didn't want to go in and have somebody do my hair, and so I did it myself, and I do an okay job. I really missed the blue though, so I had to do the blue again, and I was just missing being blue-haired, and it feels like me, and I'm glad to have the blue hair back, but oh, am I going to be happy to be able to pay someone to do all that work? It's really worth it. A lot. But it feels good to have the blue back. I enjoy it. Half-assed job, but it is what it is. It's the best we get. Or the best I get. I'm not that talented when it comes to hair cutting and dyeing and bleaching, but I didn't over bleach it. I do not have Barbie hair. It still feels like hair. That's a definite plus over a handful of 15 years ago when I bleached my hair too much and turned it into plastic and had to have a buzz cut. Oops. Well, that didn't happen this time. I just got blue. Happy blue. Makes me happy. Yeah, other than that, I've got some more tea from a tea subscription I have. It's very tasty. I've already drunk 2 of the packages. And by I mean packages, I don't mean individual servings. I'm talking like 2 ounces of loose leaf tea. I like tea, what can I say? You drink tea, you stitch, you drink tea, you knit, you drink tea, you read. Oh, is anybody reading anything interesting? I'd love some ideas. Everything I've been reading lately is either complete escapism or nihilistic, and I can't really do the nihilistic right now. I recently just read Gideon the Ninth and Harrow the Ninth. Those are fun. Tamir, ooh. What was her name? Tamir? Don't remember the last name. Anyway, if you're interested in necromantic people and, well, let's see, a futuristic sort of science fiction-y, because they technically are in different planets and had to use space travel to get back to Earth. Maybe Earth. Used to be Earth. Gideon the Ninth. Harrow the Ninth. They're fun. Yeah. Other than that, I'm reading, not really reading anything right now. The last book I read, it's kind of sad because I was about 1/3 of the way through it and I'm like, oh, this is what's going to happen. And this is going to be the twist. And I was completely right. That always depresses me. So yeah, I'm looking for new books to read. My husband just finished the Expanse books, like the first three or 4. So maybe I'll read those next when I'm not knitting or stitching. Either way, I'll be drinking tea. Okay, I think that's enough babbling. You've heard my plans for November. Stitch on things that I already have. I'll probably get back to Pandemic. I point because I put it over there. I'll probably get back to Pandemic after I finish This Is Fine and The Dumpster Fire, if I finish them. I'm hoping to finish them, but yeah, we'll see. And then knitting, yeah, just socks and a shawl and another shawl. Maybe I'll actually start that darkness coat. Except that whole, and do the reverse on the other side portion of the pattern that I discussed, I think, on episode 1. Yeah, still has me a bit intimidated, and I still don't think I can wrap my brain around that one. Not too sure if I can. So yeah, I haven't. Other than that, I'm coming up with some plans for next year or into December. Thinking about maybe doing a special start on my birthday. Would anyone want to start something with me? I mean, no one's watching, so I don't know who I'm asking who would want to start with me, but maybe I can put some feelers out somewhere else. See if anybody else wants to start a project with me for my birthday. It's in December, end of December. I think I'm going to start one of my Bristol Orphan samplers. Maybe I can make the ABCBDSAL. That would be an amazing hashtag. I wonder if it's been used. I'll have to look that up, but if it hasn't, I'm totally going to do the ABCBDSAL. Because that sounds absolutely ridiculous, and I'm here for that. I'm completely here for absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Well, there. I have a December plan. it's not even November, but I have a December, end of December plan. Well, maybe I'll put feelers out elsewhere and see if I can get anybody to join me in some stitching for that. And if anybody's actually watching, please comment. Please. I mean, if you are watching, thank you. This is your first one. Wow. Thank you. And if you've seen them before, I'm glad you came back. I mean, yay. Thank you. On that note, I think I will go and edit this because of random stoppages and also random batteries running out because someone doesn't know how to plan her way out of a box. So I will do that, and I will knit, and I will see you all in 2 weeks. May you go out and vote if you haven't already, and you're in the US and you can vote, and you know, all those minor details that kind of go into go vote. May you vote, may you knit, may you stitch, may you sew, weave, spin, I don't know, twiddle your thumbs. May you do the things that make you happy and calm and put a smile on your face. Until next time, enjoy all. Bye-bye. Perfect timing. I'm now out of tea. Yay!